Hey, what's up with it once again, ladies and gentlemen, fanboys and fangirls, otakus and Nikki Moys out here in Nintendo Sony for 2011 and Harry K. Manning Wolverine. You guys know the wrestling drills and natural swords channel. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I'll leave stuff and brighty on. Anyways, I know I missed it. By the time you guys are watching this, I already posted up the video on, it was for Monday, it was going to be on Tuesday. No, I usually don't do videos on Wednesday. I'll probably have this up today on Wednesday as I'm doing this vlog. But man, oh man, there's so many other, there's 8 other articles I wanted to cover besides these two. About the extra leaks about like Tony Hawk Pro Skater thing. I think it's actually 100% confirmed because it was on Tony Hawk's official Twitter. I do follow him a little bit on there. They're gonna have an official remaster of the Tony Hawk Pro Skater thing for 1998. Oh my god, 70, 90-year-old me as a 90s kid was just screaming inside. I know I'm in my 30s now, but that was a big ass part of my life as a 90s kid. Then there's some other news about Samurai Showdown and all that. I wanted to talk about that as well. They got their little shit in trouble over there, unfortunately. And some good positive news and a little bit of negative news in the gaming industry and gaming universe and all that. Some extra Last of Us news as well. I might get to that, we'll see. But I'll probably do that for Wednesday. I don't know. Later today, this Wednesday by the time I'm recording this. But anyways, let's begin. 3, 2, 1, let's go. SEGA cannot wait to share their exciting news about Sonic's 30th anniversary. It comes from Liam Dolan. And then I got some Resident Evil 8 leak news. This is some really cool ass news here. So, links to both the articles down below if you don't want to hear me talk about it. You can just read it on your own. And here we go. Next year, Sonic the Hedgehog series celebrates its 30th anniversary. I'm sorry, before you keep going, sorry, my voice sounds real weird. I just finished taking a good 2-hour nap because I was busting my ass earlier, working some extra shit out in the garden and all that. But I was doing a couple other errands too. Usually Wednesdays and Thursdays the reason I don't do videos. Anyways, let's move on. All the other days I will. Only reason I didn't do one for Monday, a couple IRL issues came up, but let's move on. Sonic's team Takashi Iizuke, hopefully I'm saying that right, has already confirmed that the development for the next Sonic title is underway. Now Sega is preparing for the Blue Blair's birthday. They still call him Blue Blair. Now to add to the Sega's CEO Ivo Jesrovich, hopefully I'm saying that right, Jersovich, has mentioned how the company is excited for the Sonic-related news and can't wait to share. He spoke about this during a recent interview with Gaming Trend. Never heard of Gaming Trend before, so I'll look up at their news article sessions and all that stuff that they got to talk about. Maybe on my own personal time, I don't know. Here's a full exchange. Thanks TSSZ. Sonic franchise is planning our celebrating our 30th anniversary next year. Is there anything that the fans should expect in the coming months? Yes, we have some exciting news and we can't wait to share it, but you'll have to stay tuned for details. Finally, any last words and pieces of advice you'd like to give our readers? Stay tuned, our friend Sonics is just getting started. This follows on from an announcement on the start of the year that Sega would be sharing Sonic news on a regular basis leading up to the anniversary. Sonic also experienced a strong cinema debut earlier this year, hanging over $300 million worldwide, USD worldwide. What exciting news of Sonic would you like to hear? Leave a comment below. I know a lot of people are, overall thoughts, views, and opinions on this. It's always going to be about Sonic as a Sega's mascot. And they had that other one from Dreamweaver. She should have been the second mascot at least, because she was a real big thing in the early mid-2000s, way back in the day. Since the early 2010s now. Dreamweavers was a really good game too, so Sonic. Of course, Sonic's going to get all the glory and niceness because he's the mascot for Sega and almost half a mascot for Nintendo as well. And there was a lot of old school 90s, early 2000s games from the Genesis and the Dreamcast. There was Vector Man back in the day, the other Castlevania games, a couple other ones like Paperboy. There was another really cool one back in the day. I think it was called Beastmakers or Beastmasters. That one was really cool. So I'm not talking about the 90s cartoon either. There was a lot of good ass other ones too. There was that wannabe Dance Dance Revolution game. It was called Channel 4 News or something. That one was really fun back in the day. I used to love playing the demos for that game. Real fun times. I didn't have a Dreamcast back in the day, but one of my friends did. That's when I was still living upstate New York at the time. But other than that, I know Sonic that's their golden boy. That's the only reason Sega's still relevant nowadays. If it wasn't for that, they wouldn't even have any reason publishing, distributing video games anymore. But anyways, Let's get into the second very, very important meat potatoes of this news. This comes from Nathan Birch from WSC Tech, or WCF Tech. Resident Evil 8, reportedly the darkest, most gruesome entry yet. Gruesome entry fans yet. No, gruesome entry yet. Fans may be shocked. Sorry if I'm all over the place. I'm kind of scatterbrained from my nap. Resident Evil 3 Remake just came out a month ago, but speculation and rumors for Resident Evil 8 are already running wild. This came from 4 days ago, but by the time I say it, it'll be 5 days. Let's move forward. Let me get a drink. Hold on. Oh, it's much better. No, legit again. As we have heard in recent weeks, Resident Evil 8 will reportedly feature a return to Ethan Winters and Chris Redfield in flashbacks. It takes inspiration from Resident Evil 4 with a more open European-style village sharing settings, and will feature zombie wolf-like creatures and shadowy recurring threats as enemies. I'm going to get to that wolf-zombie creatures in a minute, because some people are really complaining their houses off places on 4chan, Reddit, Reset Era, Tumblr. I'm surprised people still use Tumblr. Let's move on. Shadowy recurring threat as enemies. Whether or not all of these rumors are true or pans out remains to be seen, but a fairly cohesive picture is beginning to emerge. While Capcom insider Dust Golem, I think he's one of the spoilers or leaker that's got some really deep in sources with Capcom, maybe Sega too, I don't know, who's been the source of a lot of the Resident Evil 8 rumors so far, decided to dump a bunch of new details today, which is 5 days ago by the time we're seeing this. Sounds like Capcom is not playing it safe with Resident Evil 8, and Dust Golem promised that the game will be, quote, by far the darkest and most gruesome RE yet. Studded Gaylor, aka Dust Golem. I don't know much of the Silent Hill series, but it is apparent that But it is apparently that it will be revealed soon, so I'm looking forward to it. I still believe from what was shown, but I do have a healthy skeptic in me. Resident Evil 8 Remaster. I'm excited for the reveal, or I think a remake, I don't know. By far the most darkest gruesome land. This is like the billionth time I said that in this video. Get ready for some of the most disturbing enemies in the Resident Evil series franchise. Dust Golem went into further detail from the Reset Era forums, like I said previously earlier in this video. Once again, teasing that the game will feature a new type of zombies, beastmen and blurry staff-wielding juggernauts, and a witch-like stalker with an obscured face. That does sound like some Silent Hill type of shit, and that scared the hell out of me when I played it at one of my cousin's house back then. But let's move on. In terms of gameplay, the Resident Evil 8 will be more open in the last few entries of the series, and Capcom is making some effort to improve the gunplay from Resident Evil 7. Apparently, Chris will also be getting yet another makeover. Basically, he'll look like a cross between Resident Evil 7 character Chris and a more square-jawed version from Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6. Ultimately, though, what's been probably going to happen is really get tongues wagging and rumors about Resident Evil's divisive story. Hopefully I'm saying that's right. Divisive story. Apparently, things are still in flux, and some of the potentially controversial enemies may be changed, but as of now, the game is still dark as F. With Dust Golem providing one hint that it will definitely raise some eyebrows. Warning, while no plot points are specifically spelled out, and that things may change, the following info could be considered a spoiler. Highlight the following paragraph below to reveal details. Take all of this with a grain of salt for now, but Dust Golem does seem to have some goods when it comes to the Capcom Resident Evil stuff, so we might find out more. But apparently what plans to show Resident Evil 8 at E3 was supposed to be, because that's been canceled for 4.5 months already. It's not going to be one next month, unfortunately. So the real reveal may not be too far off. What do you think? Like what you're hearing Resident Evil 8 series, or has Capcom series gone off the tracks again? Overall thoughts and opinions. I only played out to like Resident Evil 4 or 5. I think after the 5th one, I got really bored as shit with that franchise. It was just the same thing over and over again. just kill off zombies and really, really scary stalker-looking mother effers, man. Yeah, but the Silent Hill one, not when a medieval scared the living crap out of me in the late 90s, early 2000s. I never wanted to play games like that ever again. That make me like get goosebumps and make me hard to sleep at night. Nah, yeah, I'll fucking pass for that crap. I ain't a big person on it, especially when it comes to Hollywood thrillers and Hollywood movies and all that stuff that get really, really super dark and gruesome, like shit like The House on the Left or The Conjuring. I do not watch movies like that, or Annabelle. No, I stay far as shit away from stuff like that as possible because I know they do have demonic entities and come through the screens and stuff. And you can't see it, but you feel them. That's why I don't really watch stuff like that. But I think because it's my Christian religious background, that's how I was raised. But at the same time, like I don't screw around with stuff like that. Some of that stuff is real, like, and look it up. I mean, there's an island I think in Tijuana or Mexico somewhere, like there's a bunch of like dead demon possessed dolls that are like hanging on an island somewhere, and that's real shit. I do not mess with any of that stuff because some of that has real life consequences. I don't want to be cursed for the rest of my life with some freaky Grim Reaper thing hanging on my shoulder. Hell no. Heck no. Sorry, I had to leave my voice a little bit more lower. My roommate's sleeping next door, so that's all I gotta say for now, and I'm out of here. Links to screws down below, article on the side. I'll get to the other 6-7 more articles maybe another time. Especially that Samurai Showdown news. I really want to get to that. Oh man, I do want to get to it. And some of that extra Last of Us news as well. That's all I gotta say, and I'm done. I'm gone. I'm out of here. Peace out once again, ladies and gentlemen, fanboys and fangirls, and as always, Tacos Nikki Kamois out there. I'll see you, and I see you guys a good day, have a good night, wherever you're at in the universe out there. Stay tuned for future content, including reaction review segments. This channel, reaction reviews, video game industry news, anime manga news, internet news, and that's it. Take it easy. Peace out. I'm Alex Sauerkraut, Lazy Miles. See you on the flip side. Use a crap load of hand sanitizer, and I'll see you guys soon. Take it easy. I'm gone. I'm out. See you guys in the next one. Peace. Later.